learn more about animals now?
Ooh, animal. It's always a good time when we learn about animals.
That's why I'm wondering if people want to learn more about animals now. Yes. Maybe you just don't care about fish. I don't know. What do you think? I'm fishist? The hell, man? I'm here to watch. Yeah, I do. Yes, yeah. Okay. More animals, right?
Right.
Okay. How to love an animal to death.
This is the exact moment right before a sea
Oh,
lion grabbed and dragged a little girl off a fisherman's wharf off British
Mhm.
Columbia. Thankfully, she was immediately rescued and mostly unharmed, but given a small parting gift of a small superficial bite wound and a trip to the hospital to be treated for seal finger, which surely wasn't fun. This situation turned out a lot better than it could have been, but it's only a symptom of a much larger problem. This is the skull of a
okay.
polar bear, the largest land predator on Earth, and an instant health bar above your head when you see one. This is the skull of the mercifully extinct short-faced bear, and
Yeah.
this is the skull of a spotted
Right.
hyena, a predatory laugh track with jaws that can chew through an elephant's leg. Nobody with people that actually care about them would ever walk willingly into the strike range of one of these animals. The problem is I lie.
I'm actually just looking at it and I'm like trying to understand like the difference of the skull structure. Look at the dent.
Yeah.
He's a dent head.
No thoughts between those eyes.
That is not a bear. That is the internal headpiece of a stellar sea lion.
There we go. That explains a lot.
Here's a quick video for the uninitiated. No respectable parent would ever allow their child anywhere near these wild
see?
predators. Yet there's
I knew there was something off with that skull, right? I
Right.
knew there was something off with that skull. That's why I kept staring at it. Bruh, okay, at least I know I'm not crazy. And I'm not that stupid, okay. Okay. At least now I know if you put a lineup of skulls in front of me, I'll understand that something ain't right.
That boy ain't right.
That boy ain't right.
There's an asinine number that'll not just walk up to these, they'll seemingly offer their children to a predator in a way that should put you in a PDF doc. ASA 9, ASA 10, that's ASA 20. Even in this video, the sea lion literally lunges within inches of the little girl, yet no one gains a sense of urgency until it triggers an Amber Alert. Moral of the story, treat sea lions the
Oh,
way you would a
God.
grizzly bear, because if you look at the skull, they're already halfway there.
Yo.
Sea lions got their name for one main reason. But you
Jeez.
see, sea lions be lying and actually lie on the dog side of Order Carnivora, right there next to the bears of Ursidae and the weasel crashouts mustelids. Beach bears have decided to do the land thing part-time. Think of that every time someone calls one a sea puppy. They give bear in the face and bear in the waist, and I'm talking about their diet. Don't think they
I've never actually seen a sea lion, only just seals.
only eat
Seals and walruses.
fish. They'll straight up run down penguins. They'll unscrew the heads off of seagulls like bottle caps. I've seen them do it.
Damn.
They'll rip the throats out of sharks and eat them. Don't think that
Dang.
relationship is one-sided. There's whatever disrespect is this picture, and they'll even resort to flipper-friendly fire, as South American sea lions have mauled and eaten baby elephant seals, and some adult
Oh my
elephant seals will
God.
stalk and eat baby sea lions. And there's even seals that will
Damn.
eat other seals. And the same way you have land bears pulling up for a piece of our garbage, in some places like Chile, you have sea
Yo, why my man standing like he's in a Wendy's drive-thru? The hell? The freaking disrespect. Also, are you gonna give him the fish or what?
No.
lions spawning at fish markets for free eats. And if you live here, a panhandling pinniped is as common to you as
Yo,
a deer
he's so big.
Very big.
What the hell? Like, people have like literally no fear of them.
fox, or raccoon. But this can also lead to turf wars between the city-slicking sea lions and packs of stray dogs already living there. Y'all call them sea
What?
dogs. Maybe y'all need to see them next to dogs to
God.
realize Gulf grizzlies are not a joke. Nobody realizes how big sea lions are until it's time to realize.
Yo, what the hell? He looks like a freaking axe murderer.
Oh yeah.
Like, if a fish was an... I know it's not a fish. But if a fish was an axe murderer, that would be him. We found Jeffrey Blub right here.
Jeffrey Blummer.
How big sea lions are. Stellar sea lions are furry flippered boulders that can get to 9 feet and over 2,000 pounds of pinniped. But even the more common California sea lion can humble you at
God.
over 800 pounds of blubber. Now
Damn.
this isn't to demonize them, they are wild carnivores that actually don't have a reputation for being super aggressive. Unless you run into a hallucinating sea lion.
They hallucinate? Why?
Really?
That nightmare situation is the work of toxic algae blooms, the
Oh.
red tide, aka the Pacific's period. You know, jokes like that are the reason my audience is only 20% female. The problem
Bro, get on a level. Our female audience is only 3%. Okay. Get on a level of the struggle bus.
Is the toxic algae is eaten by small fish, and the small fish are then eaten by sea lions, meaning the sea bears bioaccumulate a neurotoxin that can lead to domoic acid toxicosis, which essentially turns them into zombies. Poisoned sea lions can suffer seizures and severe lethargy, but can also become wildly, almost rabidly aggressive. Girl, if you don't stand up. One man was surfing when an intoxicated sea
Jesus.
lion jumped him
Holy.
and dragged him off his board. From the way he
What?
described the attack, you'd swear the sea
Oh.
lion was possessed by a demon.
So it's like the same thing that otters do to surfers.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is crazy. That is actually crazy.
I feel like people are just because they look cute doesn't mean they ain't dangerous, you know?
That is crazy. Also, out of curiosity, I decided to check what the demographic on Zen's channel is. Yeah, the
Mhm.
female demographic is higher on Zen's channel.
Sea lion almost had him lying under the sea permanently. Now, this isn't to make you hate or fear sea lion. Well, actually, yeah, it is a little. Yeah, healthy fear, you know? Because this video proves two things. One, as a society, we are not afraid of sea lions enough. And two, I gotta re-examine my personal biases. I've known about this video for years, and for years, I assumed it took place somewhere in South America, like Uruguay. Shout out to Uruguay. This was in San Diego. La Jolla, actually. I know that because I went to San Diego, I went to La Jolla, and y'all do not take sea lions seriously over there. Which proves the third thing. We as a society are not nearly afraid enough of seal fingers.
That sounds
If you're
good.
wondering, seal fingers would
Not
happen to
good
a
at
sea
all.
lion that eats fish for a living without seeing floss or lying on a dentist chair bites you. Just an incredibly painful bacterial infection that can escalate to an amputation, and a
Ew.
hand that appears to be inflated. The chances
Oh,
you catch the
God.
seal version of the cheese touch are low. But
Wait,
everyone here is effing around on the
what's a cheese touch? Oh, putting holes in it. Okay.
doorstep
asked
of
and I
finding
answered
out, like
myself.
this girl almost did. You never want to get got, but if you do, the incubation
God.
period of only a few days means you best get treatment soon. Waiting too long can be the difference
Yup.
between a cool scar with a story to tell and being a finger short on a handshake.
Oh,
I wouldn't know, I've
God.
never been mauled by a sea lion. I did get bitten by a squirrel as a kid though. To be fair, it was not the squirrel's fault. Either way, you can probably relate to putting off
What did he do to the squirrel?
doctor's appointments longer than you should, and I would know. These dunks came at a price, and it's that I've seen the inside of more physical therapy clinics than gyms. Somehow
Okay.
I'm still not down. The longer I
Okay.
live, the more I understand this man right here. That's why it's pretty cool to have ZocDoc sponsoring this video. ZocDoc's a free website that
Oh,
lets
he's
you
a
search and compare
sponsor.
in-network doctors, read actual human patient reviews, and see actual up-to-date appointments. Basically making that
You see, I've said this before, but the problem with this service provider is the fact that the problem is not finding a doctor. The problem is the cost. Even after insurance, struggling to get the insurance to actually pay.
Yep.
So yeah, the problem is the cost.
small but very annoying aspect of being an adult easier. I do appreciate that you could book online without having to run the gauntlet of phone tag, because that was taking years off my life.
You see, I never had that issue. I would just go online, book an appointment for whatever I needed. That's it. Like in a minute. In US, I'm talking about US.
Mm-hmm.
They also have 150,000 providers across hundreds of different specialties, like calves. Now, what a deadbeat body part. Cows pop one out in 9 months. I can't heal mine after 1 year. That is a load of cow. Also, you can usually find appointments within 24 to 72 hours, sometimes even same day, which again, really wish I had that a couple years ago. Probably wouldn't have walked
That's
around with a
long.
torn ACL for 2 years. I'm not exactly
that's-
happy about having to
that's a little
constantly
too
book
long.
appointments, but the only way through it is to do it, and ZocDoc does go a long way in making the most tedious part of making appointments easier. And if you'd also like to lower your mental barrier of entry, you can hit the link in the description or go to ZocDoc.com/casualgeographic. Shout out to ZocDoc for sponsoring this video and for making taking care of your health that much easier. There is an even easier way though, because not doing this would have cost you absolutely nothing. Instead, you're negotiating custody with a wild carnivore. Now, mentioning their size, eyes, and predatory pastimes wasn't to make you hate them, but if you ignore that, you might be one of those people guilty of loving them to death. There are no absolutes in nature. Calling a wild apex predator a sea puppy can be just as damaging as dropping jaws on them. And I don't think there's a single predator that gets sea puppied more than an animal literally named lion. I don't think people realize how terrifying it is to get jumped by a mob.
I don't think I know a single person who actually calls them sea puppies.
Yeah, I've never really called them sea puppies or heard people
Mm.
really say sea puppies that often.
Maybe it's like maybe it's in our circles. No one actually calls them that.
Right.
mob of sea lions, especially in the water. But the problem isn't the sea lions, it's the people. Like I said, I just went to La Jolla in San Diego. I could not believe the lack of respect for a predator. People senselessly swarming them, completely crowding them, and even just
Why?
barely being run over by them.
What?
Pause it. If an animal with sea in its name charges you, I do not think retreating into the water is the best use of your mental faculties. This was an insane image. One, because I do not think these people realize they are within striking range of an animal that could literally drown them. But more importantly, two, this is only going to get sea lions killed. San Diego has arguably the best weather in America, with beaches that rank pretty high up too. It's the perfect nursery for
Right.
hauled out sea lions, who have their pupping season from mid-May through October, with many pups being born in June. One mother recently went viral for birthing twins, which is incredibly, never seen before in the wild, rare. The
Really?
problem is that pupping season
Huh.
also coincides with the peak of tourist seasons, and it's usually tourists that you'll see harassing locals. And this has had devastating consequences. Just this
We started getting like sea lions, not sea lions, seals in Estonia as well. But here legally, if you go too close to them, you get got.
Yeah.
It's illegal to interrupt them in their natural habitat movements. Even if they're new to this location, you're still not supposed to interrupt them from doing what they need to do.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they're wild animals. You're not supposed to
Mhm.
be near them.
No, it's also like one, you can get injured. Two, you're interrupting their flow, what they need to do.
Hmm.
year, out of the 20 sea lion pups born at La Jolla Cove, 9 have already died, with many showing signs of starvation due to abandonment. When
Oh
people crowd a
God.
mother sea lion for pictures, it doesn't just cause unnecessary stress to an animal that should be at rest. It can
Mm-hmm.
force the mother into a decision: either stay in a stressful, potentially life-threatening situation, or bail on her baby. It sounds messed up, but in an evolutionary sense, you can always make another baby. Now, should you die, your baby go, and so does your baby making career. It's why marsupials like kangaroos and quokkas will straight up eject their offspring as a last resort. The problem is that last resort often leads to sea lion pups starving to death for a picture you could have just
Yeah.
taken from further away with a zoom. What are
Yep.
we doing? Now, we can't pin all the deaths on
I
people.
mean, the fact that and yeah, he's about to say we cannot pin it all on people, but the reality is that's the humanity right now. Something happens, let's get the phone right away. That is so like zoo-like behavior. How often have you seen, oh, cops show up, everyone right away gets their phone. Oh, traffic accident, let me record that. Oh, ambulance, people getting out their phones. Oh, someone's arguing, phone. Someone's fighting, phone. Anything happens, phone. And I've never seen it happen that much as it happened in US. Anything
Which
happens, phone in hand, recording it.
People. But at a nearby cove, out of the 25 pups born, so far only 2 have died. So if it was outside factors, you'd expect most, if not all, the pups to be in past tense. But for some reason, one beach has way more infant flatlines than the other, and the only difference is
Oh, best example. That's not even US. It was in Estonia. Last time we went was like what? I think yeah, it was like the doing the document stuff, right?
right.
I overheard the couple like the woman was complaining that oh we didn't take a picture together there. Ma'am, you're here to renew your ID card and passport. What picture were you planning to take there with him? I don't know, it's so freaking weird.
La Jolla Cove is open to people. The tragic irony is, it's probably the people that adore them the most, the animal lovers that just can't help themselves from getting close, that are getting the sea lions buried. Basically, seals and sea lions are being loved to death, and it's not just a problem in San Diego. Alright, let's talk about Neil the seal. I am
Oh, Neil.
Oh.
Also, I don't know if people still do that, and I don't know if it's even real. Who here grew up with your parents being like, "Oh, that is someone's baby. You shouldn't touch it because if it gets like human scent on it, the mom is not gonna accept it anymore."
I I never had an instance of anyone telling me that, but I kind of just instinctively knew that I shouldn't touch things.
No, I grew up with being told that. It's not like I was walking around touching everything, but I grew
Right.
up being like told that oh you shouldn't touch. This is like a wild bird or a wild animal. If you touch it, the mama won't take care of it. I wonder, do people still do that?
I hope so.
Because that's like the
I've been
approach you should be taking with the seals, right?
right.
Imprints, they say. I don't know about imprint. Mm.
Very scared for Neil. Neil is a southern elephant seal whose mother had a problem. Which leads to the second problem. Southern elephant seals aren't just the biggest seals,
So wait, that means he's basically like an exile with those seals.
Yeah.
Oh man, poor Neil.
Poor baby.
they're
Yeah. We had this like through history so many times when it's like humans are acting stupid towards animals, getting themselves in trouble, and then the animal needs to be put down because of it. It happens
Yeah.
so often.
To be fair, Tasmanian officials insist that euthanasia is not the move, and there have even been petitions signed against it. But the more people willfully come into contact with Neil, the higher the chances someone ends up loving Neil to death. It wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
We've played these games before, and it ended with an execution.
Oh
Meet
my
Freya.
god.
Freya was another anomaly. Instead of living in the Arctic Circle with her own kind, somehow the walrus had ended up hundreds of miles away, seen frequenting the coasts of Sweden, Denmark, Germany, and the Netherlands as early as 2019. There's no way to tell how a walrus wound up there. Some say climate change. But also, walruses have the habit of waking up in the weirdest places. Either way,
Yeah, okay.
Freya
I did not know that. You wake up like, whoa, where am I?
Oh, where'd it go?
became
Where
a
the hell is this?
staple, and by 2021, she was named after the Norse goddess of love and beauty. By summer
Aw.
2022, she
Aw.
arrived in Oslo,
No, the name Freya really fits her.
Yeah.
Norway, where her habit of sunbathing on and sometimes sinking boats made
Oh.
her as famous as a walrus could be. It was like Norway had their own Selkie, and Miss Freya easily became a national celebrity. With all the attention, people started
my
coming in from all over
God.
to see Freya, often
Aw,
getting close enough to
man.
audition for a Darwin Award. Reminder that walruses are tusked blubber-backed units that can make polar bears pump fake, and Freya herself weighed about as much as a Cape buffalo. That
Holy
didn't stop people
hell.
from getting within tusk
Like you see like this, right? Like people getting so close. It's the constant like, but I am special mentality. Bro, back the hell off.
range, and Freya didn't make it any easier, as she'd gotten comfortable enough with people to start actively approaching them. Walruses are hyper-intelligent and highly social, and instead of being part of a herd hundreds of thousands strong, Freya was left to seek out humans. Seeing where this could go, the Norwegian Directorate of Fisheries issued out several warnings, but of course, we wouldn't be talking about
Freya, the walrus, could be euthanized if public do not keep distance.
it if they
Yep.
listened.
God
It didn't get
freaking
better,
damn
in
it.
fact, somehow it got worse. People would continue swarming Freya, would get into the water to swim with Freya, and at one
Oh my.
Are you serious?
This is why, like, people back the hell off. Like, again, so many instances where people think, but I'm special, and then something happens, and the animal, just for being an animal, needs to be put down. God dang it.
point, some started pelting stuff at Freya. Even after Freya started
What?
lashing out and even chased a woman into the water, obviously nobody listened. To make it worse, relocation wasn't really an option, mainly because the process of tranquilizing a 600 kilogram animal would legitimately risk drowning her. Freya had become the unmovable object to the growing public's unstoppable force. The situation was untenable, and it was only a matter of time before someone's lack of preservation got them killed. Walruses
God.
aren't known to be aggressive, but their size has made them hazards by nature, with one incident in 2016 where a selfie-taking tourist was drowned by one. On August 12, 2022, the Directorate issued its final warning, pleading with the public. And on the night of the 13th, 4 government officials patrolled the marina with a rifle, and come sunrise, Freya wasn't around to see it.
Bro,
No.
I'm telling you, you don't hate people enough. God dang it.
Freya never hurt anybody. She never did anything wrong, but because people couldn't just let her live, they ultimately sacrificed her right to. Freya had been
God
loved to
damn it.
death, and the worst thing she ever did was trust people. Because like I always
I keep saying, do not trust people.
Don't trust people.
say, the worst thing an animal can do is lose its fear of humans. One seal lost its entire existence because of it. The last Caribbean monk seal was seen in
Aw, man. Okay.
1952. Before that, they existed in populations as large as 300,000. So what happened? Well, when Columbus and friends touched down on the island of Alto Velo, they were met with a horde of seals that showed zero fear towards them. They immediately butchered eight on
Okay.
sight, starting the disturbing trend of hunters using the seal's nature against it. The Caribbean monk seal's tragic lack of a flight response meant poachers could just walk right up to them and take their lives with no effort.
I hate poachers. There's still such a big plague everywhere.
I hate that.
The seal's docile nature got abused, and they were seemingly wiped out before conservation could even get the chance. Which brings us back to San Diego, where they're somehow recycling the same script of getting way too close to a wild predator. But as an outsider from the opposite coast, there was some lore I was not aware of. In 1931, philanthropist Ellen Browning Scripps sought to create a small sheltered beach where children could play and swim in the waves while safe from the infamous Pacific rip currents. The issue started when the children's pool of La Jolla became a sanctuary, not for kids, but for resting harbor seals who started having pups there. By 2009, there were 200-something seals, and San Diego started closing down the beaches temporarily during their pupping season. That pissed a
Okay.
lot of people off.
Yeah.
What? Go somewhere else. What do you mean? Something is being done as a preservation for animals. You're gonna throw a fit? Go somewhere else. God dang it.
Beach
No, this video is really pissing me off. Like, actually, this is what I mean. Like, everyone thinks they're so special and the whole world needs to bend to them.
was made for kids. People had grown up playing on that beach, and to be fair, they were there first. It was their right. That was the kind of stuff people were saying. Along
That's
So,
not how it works.
things change. Okay. Would you rather be an entitled Karen, be like, oh, but my kid wants to swim? Or would you rather preserve a species? I don't know. I'd rather preserve a species.
Yeah.
I can take my kid somewhere else to swim.
with lobbying for the city council to remove the seals. Just for the record, the children's pool is down in South La Jolla. That's the one harboring seals. La Jolla Cove, the one from this video, that's the one with the sea lions. Two different areas that people will mix up while double dipping the same argument. Either way, it's led to a complicated conflict between a city and its sea lions. On paper, the Marine Mammal Protection Act gives sea lions and the like diplomatic immunity, making it illegal to move, malice, or otherwise molest the mammals. The catch is, local park rangers can't enforce a federal protection act. They technically can fine people for the following, but
They
a lot of
should,
park
though.
rangers are strongly encouraged not to. The most they can do is yell at adult toddlers. Also, there are signs, but signs are as useful as a bicycle to a fish when 20% of the population is illiterate, and even more pretend
Damn.
to be. So La Jolla clearly has a crowd control problem, and a tourist going tourist, but the California Coastal Act means San Diego is legally required to keep all public beaches open. The locals can be just as difficult, as it's many of the long-time residents, especially those in the swim club, that have pushed for the city to remove the sea lions. Probably because living in La Jolla long enough guarantees that you've been mobbed by a pride of sea lions at least once. That and the smell. To be fair, as someone who's been to La Jolla, you smell the cove 10 minutes before you get to the cove. I don't know if it was the
Especially, like, why wouldn't you just go somewhere else? If it stinks and it's used for preservation and they're even trying to enforce it, why wouldn't go there? Go somewhere else.
pelicans or the sea lions, but it's definitely the kind of smell you taste in your eyes. It's so offensive that the city revealed plans to spray an odor abatement on the cliffs to reduce the smell. Yeah, they want to deodorize nature. I hope that sounds as ridiculous as it felt to say. And while no one will argue that it smells like a pelican porta potty, many have argued the possible implications for the animals. So you see how it's a bunch of bureaucratic bullshit and infectious entitlement with sea lions being caught in the middle. But don't get it twisted, sea lions do have an ally, and there are plenty of locals that have made it their mission to safeguard the seals. One of them helped me with this video, and shout out to Mermaid Morgan.La Jolla for giving me insight that I just would not have had as an outsider. Thanks to her, I was even able to sit in on a coastal commission meeting, where I got to see everyday people advocating and giving their voice for those that don't have one. I also found that budget cuts eliminated 52 positions from the Parks and Recreations Department, including rangers. So people do care, it's just that they're not getting the support. So what can you, you watching this, hello, hi, what can you do? Well, the Sierra Club, this isn't sponsored by the way, but the Sierra Club of San Diego is the largest grassroots environmental activist group in the country, and a big part of their MO is protecting the sea lions. I'm going to be donating to them, link in the description if you'd like to as well. You can also use their link to contact higher ups in San Diego to further apply pressure. And if you're a local, bring back public shaming. If you see someone next to a sea lion, you 100% have my blessing to be annoying about it. And if you can't do that, snitch. I'm serious. There's numbers you can call, and sea lions don't have phones. It's not just for the sea lions.
I know there's quite a few of our viewers that do live not far from La Jolla.
Right?
Snitch.
Snitch.
This is the first time I'm gonna ask anyone here. Snitch.
Lions. It's for Freya, for Neil, and for the seals we aren't getting back. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. YouTube usually doesn't like when I make these kind of videos, so if this video can get to 160,000 likes, I'll post the real reason I went to San Diego. Yeah, foreshadowing. But other than that, drink water, hug your mother, touch grass, hug your father. Remember, your camera has a zoom on it. You're allowed to use it. And I'm a seal. See y'all in the next one.
Aww.
Oh.
Oh my god. Why would you want anything bad to happen to them, right?
Yeah, leave them the hell alone, man.
Aww. Oh my god. Why would you ever want something bad to happen to them? Yo, Lifu, will you start a fund to save the sea lions? That's the most retarded comment I have heard. Why would I do that when there's already an actual valid organization to contribute to that? If I would start one, not only it would get minimal reach, but because it would be a small funding effort, it would also take higher percentage.
Yep.
Like it would basically what would happen, higher percentage I would have to pay to the banking systems rather than provide to them.
It's illogical to do that.
No, some people are just stupid. Sadly, there are more terrible people in the world than there are not. Yeah, it's you, Mudang. They're so heckin' cute. Leave them alone and let them keep being cute. Yeah, how old was this? This is 11 days ago. So, yeah. He said it's linked here. Taking care. No, that's the sponsor. Okay, yeah, he linked all of it here.